Hello, welcome to IDT Talks. I'm Anastasia Lavrina. Today we are here in Aghdam, liberated from the Armenian occupation in 2020. My guest today is Teodor Detchev, Associate Professor, Higher School of Security and Economics in Bulgaria. Hello, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'll tell it in Bulgarian. Dobre заварили.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this clarification. And definitely I want to talk with you about energy partnership between Azerbaijan and Bulgaria and how this partnership contributes to the energy security of the European Union.
Possibly first I must start saying great thanks to the Azerbaijani people and to the Azerbaijani political leadership because of their strength and ability to stay all the time, because there were huge problems with our energy cooperation. The idea of the interconnector, which starts from the Trans-Adriatic corridor, it's pretty old, but it was sabotaged year after year. And in the year 2019, there wasn't a single levant, a single manat in the bill of the project. There was no money. Ideas, as you wish. Money, no. And I think that many political leaderships will be very disappointed in such a situation. But the Azerbaijani leadership stayed to the end. Of course, in 2019, like in antique Greek tragedies, always finally a god appears on the scene. It's called Deus Ex Machina and solves all the problems. In 2009, Brussels appeared on the scene and said this is a common interest project and started financing the project. Brussels, European Bank, fine. Of course, the sabotage went on. You know that one of the Bulgarian governments was hurrying crazy to build the Russian pipeline to Serbia. And not hurrying at all to build the interconnection Greece-Bulgaria. But funny happens now, in this moment, after diversifying the routes from Russia, the Serbians decided to diversify the sources. And now there is another common interest European project, the interconnector Sofia-Niš, which will bring Azerbaijani gas to Serbia. So you see, life is a circle, it revolutes and different things happen. So starting from 2009, there were many cases of sabotaging, of trying somehow to spoil this project. For example, we were waiting for months last year. There was a very specific operation, so-called horizontal drilling under the river of Marica, and there is a big dam called Studenj Kladanac in Bulgarian. It means cold well. And we were waiting for the geese, for the ducks, for their sexual period, for their intellectual life to pass, to drill under the Marica River. Everything which was possible was used to spoil the project. But the Azerbaijani government was very strong. They didn't disappoint, and finally good forces won. Exactly. And we opened the interconnector. President Aliyev was in Bulgaria, and we were extremely happy.
It's not the first time, even if it comes to Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan, Baku-Tbilisi-Kars, salt and gas corridor, Azerbaijan were insisted to promote this project in West by itself.
The absolute truth is that Azerbaijan was the driver of all these projects. And this is a rare case, and Bulgarians say never do to somebody good when he doesn't want it. But in this case, this was a case that Azerbaijan did us a very big favor, because exactly when the war started and when the Russians started blackmailing us, they stopped first the gas for two countries, Poland and Bulgaria. Poland, historical enemies, Bulgaria, historical traitors, and both us switched the gas pipe. But already the interconnector was ready. And this is 1 billion cubic meters per year, which means 33% of the total supply. Bulgaria is a lucky state. Only 18% of Bulgarians have central heating, and we are not so dependable on fuels, which must...
You're absolutely right. This partnership, cooperation between our two countries also contribute to the development of all energy security system of the European Union. And another question I want to ask you too today, it's about the middle corridor, which is also very, very important, and not only for Azerbaijan, for our region, but for the European Union also, and I guess for Bulgaria.
From my personal point of view, both Southern Gas Corridor, Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway, Southern Corridor, all these, even the oil pipes, Baku-Ceyhan, Baku-Supsa, very important, by the way, oil pipe. All of them, they're chocolates from one and the same box. And we must emphasize that the Southern Gas Corridor, of course, we'll speak about the Middle Corridor as well, but the Southern Gas Corridor, it's still to be developed. We are waiting for the Trans-Adriatic pipeline to become a hydrogen carrier, because Greece, who are very very tricky, they developed a project. They have such a place. Every country has a place which is called the Valley of Slow Death, where there are several thermal power stations and nothing breathes. So they decided to develop their Valley of Slow Death to a place where sustainable energy sources will be developed, and to produce hydrogen and to pass it to Italy through the Trans-Adriatic pipeline. And of course, we are waiting for the vertical corridor, which must join Brua pipeline. Brua is a pipeline which starts from the Romanian Black Sea coast. It must carry possible Romanian natural gas from the shelf, and it goes to Hungary. And now when we come to the middle corridor, of course, it's very interesting and important after the developing of the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway. We can make such a joke. In the past, we were joking that Bulgaria has a very strategic geographic position, and it's characterized by this, that everybody can avoid Bulgaria. The same with Armenia's strategic position. It can be avoided with any kinds of routes, and it was avoided by the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway.
There were a special reason for that.
Of course, a very substantial reason. And now, it was very important that through the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, the ferry connections between Akhtau and Baku and Turkmenbashi and Baku, they didn't stop for a single minute. That was a great success. And when the war started, this secondary route became first-class route, because people knew that it is safe, that it works even in extraordinary situations, and it's ready. It exists. And simply you have to change the direction, because all port operators reject totally to serve ships which comes from Russian ports. And Kazakhstan was in deep trouble. In the very first beginning, they somehow decided to use Latvian ports. But after that, they understand that this is a good solution, but very dangerous, because the Russians in any moment can decide to confiscate your goods on some railroad connection. And everybody switched to the middle corridor, and the middle corridor became first-class route for all kinds of goods.
The only what you need is to improve the facilities, to enhance the scope of the...
As a matter of fact, even Bulgaria can contribute to the middle corridor, because our railroad network is not the best one which we should like to have. And on the other side, you know that the containers from China through the middle corridor pass through Bulgaria and finish somewhere in Prague. So even Bulgaria can contribute to the middle corridor with some real activities, improving the railroad network, making the traffic possibility bigger, and so on. So everything started with the gift of Azerbaijan. You know, in the medieval capital of Bulgaria, Veliko Târnovo, Azerbaijan gave as a gift a museum, historical museum to the antique part of the city, and it was inaugurated by Mehriban Hanum, the first lady, and there is a very beautiful plate on the entrance, and we are very happy with this. Everything started with some cultural diplomacy, and now we see that we have always been friends. But now we are not only friends, but allies.
Exactly. And my final question, very shortly. Today we are here in a liberated Aghdam. You see all of the process with the restoration. I guess the quick development of the liberated lands, Karabakh and Eastern Gizur, can also foster the process of work and the establishment of the middle corridor and the future development of the region. How do you think?
I think that the middle corridor can contribute to the development of the lands because Azerbaijan needs money. Azerbaijan needs big investment, crazy money, and there are two ways to get them: to take a loan and to work for them. Even if you take a loan, again, you must work for them. So any single manat which Azerbaijan gets due to the transit taxes and so on through the middle corridor have to be invested in a smart way. And I'm very happy to see that Azerbaijanis are doing that. These things, of course, it's a very sad story, all these things which we see, but we know these things. People who are aware of South Caucasian problems know almost everything about this disaster, destructions, cultural barbarianism, mining fields, etc. But it's absolutely different when you see it alive with your own eyes.
Of course.
But this thing which makes optimism is this school in Aghdam. Believe me, we can put inside 2 Bulgarian universities in this school. We have small enough universities that will feel very comfortable.
In a very short period of time, it's going to be built.
And they told us that the cultural center is built for 80 days. That's great. So I'm sure that Azerbaijan, this is not a slogan, the great coming back. It is a true process. And the middle corridor, it can be a source for developing the territories. Of course, you can use them for your solar projects. You know, the BP project about the solar electricity plant. All these things are very important, but the most important, I think, is to sign a peace solution, to have peace, and to work, and not to bother yourself with political idiots.
Of course, we hope that peace agreement with Armenia will be signed in the near future. Azerbaijan fully supports it to be done.
Inshallah.
5 principles, inshallah, was proposed, and it seems that Armenia accept them, but still they are one-side approach. They always prefer to change their mind, but let's hope that peace will be long-lasting in our region.
I wish you peace strong.
Thank you very much for
Thank you too.
for participating in our program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to remind you, watch IDD Talks. I'm Anastasia Lavrina. Stay with us and see you in the next edition.